Hey, what's up, nerds? It's Jessup, coming back at you with another Risk of Rain video. Today we're going to be looking at Development Thoughts 1 from Hopo Games, um, creator, obviously. I'm looking at this around 6 hours after it's been posted. However, this isn't probably going to come out to the 31st of March, so tomorrow. But let's go ahead and dive into it. Uh, Yada yada yada. Essentially, they're saying they're doing really well, but it's the updates we want to see. Major points. Overall, we're ecstatic with the gameplay of Risk of Rain 2. There are some crashes that they're trying to address, especially on game boot up, so that's good. Another goal is a general roadmap for the game. Okay, that's good. We need a roadmap, honestly, so we know what's coming up, new patches, whatnot. What time? It's nothing. Here's the minor points. They're happy with progression rate for classes, a touch faster than intended, but still okay. Progression rate meaning how far we push. They're saying they're a little faster, but they're okay with it, so I guess not too many changes for later on. They're happy with the rainstorm difficulty. They haven't seen much of the monsoon content to know. Drizzle is very easy, but also fine. Okay. So they're just talking about difficulties, nothing much. They're pleasantly surprised with people saying performance is good. They have to narrow down why it's running poorly on some high-end machines. I have a high-end machine, however, I do not have too much performance issues. Maybe if, a crap ton of particles are on screen and maybe a bunch of dead bodies, maybe I'll dip some frames, but I pretty much stay above 60 into the high 180s, 200s. They're happy with in-run decision making, 3D printers, mountain shrines, order shrine, etc. Should try to brainstorm more big decision points like this. Okay, cool. Uh, so they're probably thinking about maybe changing them up, adding some more in, the frequency of in which they appear. Be interesting. They're happy that the new teleporter event rules don't seem to be upsetting RAR 1 players. Okay, that's good. Curious about content distribution. Are players progressing through unlocks too fast? How long do the more difficult items unlock takes? Or difficult item unlock takes? Okay. They might be scaling back some items. That's probably what they're going to be doing. After they look at it, because they did say it was going a little bit faster than normal, or faster than they expected, so they might be cutting back just a tad. They're very happy with secret progressions, player finding at the ideal rate. Secret progressions. Interesting. I'm going to look into this. I'm not entirely sure what they mean by secret progressions. Maybe I've found it and just haven't figured, just didn't realize it was a secret progression, but I'm going to look into that. Noting lots of feedback about 4+ player lobbies. Have to consider best way forward. Most likely be a private game with only option with a disclaimer. That would be really cool. 4+. They're maybe thinking, maybe they would think like 6 or 7 people, maybe 8. But that would be a lot of chaos. That would definitely have to be a change with performance. Performance issues would definitely have to be looked at. Because if some people are already having performance issues, then they're definitely have to look at that. Noting sometimes monsters get stuck behind a closed door in wetlands aspect. Interesting. I haven't noticed that, but they'll probably fix that. Probably just limit to where monsters can spawn. Noting people like to go fast. This is interesting, because to me, it sounds like they're going to be adding more movement-based items, and hopefully these movement-based items will get more damage coupled with them. They might boost speed in some areas, or get rid of, I don't know, stack caps. That's interesting to see where this is going. Noting a lot of quick play lobbies have an insane time to launch of 4,000+ seconds. Okay, so that's just a bug they need to fix. Noting people like ruining their build with Shrine of Order or 3D printer. Okay, interesting. They might add a money cost to a 3D printer. It sounds like they might do something like that, so it stops people from just continuously printing things at the very beginning of the game, not knowing what a 3D printer is, and then ruining it. So if they add a cap of like 100 gold, 200 gold, 300 gold, or something like that, It'll force people to stop and think if they really want to do that. Noting people want to be able to automatically continue sprinting after rolling. This is a really, really good one. Because Multi can automatically sprint after he uses his shift ability. What is it? His sprint ability. However, things like Huntresses and everyone else cannot. They have to manually press shift after doing that. So this would be a very big buff. It'd be a quality of life buff. Noting people don't enjoy getting blasted as soon as they enter a stage. So they probably might give us a cooldown period or a peaceful period, or simply just move the monsters back out of our spawning radius. That would be... It's a quality of life balance, but you could look at it as a nerf, because once you get a good group of guys going, you just want to keep going and going and going. People who are really good at the game aren't just going to get blasted as soon as they start, because they're going to dodge or sprint or something out of the way. Whereas people who are taking it very casually may not recognize that they're in danger and, get blasted as soon as they enter a stage. Stuff they're currently working on. Corrupted save file preventing people from playing is a very high priority to fix. This is addressed in the Monday patch. Okay, so we're having a patch on Monday. Very interesting. Kind of sucks that people are having corrupted save files. Don't fuck with your save files. That's one. Don't do the glitch that's currently going around. That's another. That'll probably help. Don't mess with your hard drive. Probably help as well. Happy with mostly class balance outside of Multi being a tad too strong. I kind of agree with that. Multi is extremely strong compared to the others. He's the only person I play right now. I think it's worth noting here that we have a stat per attack called its proc coefficient, and it essentially defines how strong or frequent procs happen on and on hit basis. Multi's nail gun has a low proc coefficient per nail of 0.4 compared to most characters 1.0, so he isn't proccing stuff a ton faster than other characters. Okay, so they're saying he's strong, but I think they're talking about sheet damage or white damage, because the proc coefficient of his nail gun is much lower than everyone else's, roughly 60% lower. So they're specifically saying this that has nothing to do with how procs work or items work on him. It's just straight sheet damage, white damage. So that's interesting to note. So it doesn't seem like this will be buffed or nerfed. They're probably just going to take away a little bit of damage from his, just probably from something. Maybe like reduce his movement speed a little. Very happy with Discord community aspect, but may need management help as it grows. Very interesting. Imp boss is a bit grindy, same with Worm. Yes. The Imp boss is a pain. Constantly teleporting is the biggest gripe with him. The Worm, it seems to me that the bosses with the more movement are the ones that are giving everyone trouble. For example, the Worm could get caught up. The Hellfire level, the Worm could get stuck on a floating island way above you, and it'll sit up there for 5-10 minutes at a time. And you can't do anything. The Imp boss, again, it just teleports everywhere. Extremely annoying. If they got rid of the teleport rate by about 25-33%, I think it'd be a little bit better. Ideally, realistically, they would up the damage it does and then reduce it by around like 80%. So it only does a few big jumps, but whenever it does jump, you want to get out of the way. That's how bosses should be coded. They shouldn't be constantly doing mechanics. They should be doing mechanics very rarely, but when they do, they should hurt. So people should know how to get out of the way and counter them. Some concerns about cheaters in Prismatic Trial, excited to see when Seed rolls over. So, yes, I released a video earlier today, so the 30th, about how people are cheating in Prismatic Trial with the relics. I think that is definitely a cheat, and it should definitely be looked at, because Prismatic Trial times are ridiculously low. Some people are getting, 31 seconds, 33 seconds? That's insane. Prismatic trials should not be that fast for having to go through 2 stages. It should be roughly, I don't know, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. You shouldn't be able to cheese a level like that. Hearing loud and clear about teleporter being hard to see. Yes, this is a big one. It is extremely difficult to see the teleporter because it doesn't seem like there's much shading on it, and so it just sort of blends in with shadows. So it's a matte, flat, like dark gray. So it's really difficult to see. Want to make it so an aspect of the game without feeling like a mistake. Players are not really noticing the passive particles. We'll start with the soft approach first. It's because they specifically mentioned particles and they want to take a soft approach. It sounds like they're going to simply up the particle count, up the size of the particles, or up the colors of the particles. One of those. If that doesn't work and people don't notice it, they might have to remove it. Like they said, they want to make it an aspect of the game without feeling it's a mistake. So before they remove anything, or before they touch up the model, uh, they probably just want to mess with some of the particles, because particles aren't too difficult to install or program. Please let us know if we miss anything. Our brains are a little frazzled right now. Dude, Hopoo Games, these guys are doing great. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll go ahead and release a new video if we get any more information. Probably on that Monday update, so new video probably Monday. Alright, thanks guys.